Hello everyone and welcome back to RaceRoom. It's been 2 weeks since we've had chance to jump into a ranked server, so I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into this GT4 race at Zandvoort today. Now, it's one of the week's rookie servers, but the standard is anything but rookie. Look at some of the times at the front of the grid here. I was pretty pleased with 148.5 that got me 12th out of 29, but it's almost 3 seconds off the pole position man. The top 10 drivers have all lapped in the 147s in qualifying, so to battle for a top 10 position it looks like I'm going to have to find at least half a second per lap. That's going to be difficult, but this is a rookie race, and as we know from rookie races in RaceRoom, anything can happen. Making a good start is going to be absolutely crucial to our chances here, so let's get down to the grid and see what we can do. Well, we've got off the line fairly well. Got ourselves a little bit of space, but we know it's a stacked grid today, so we're all going to bunch together into turn one, and it's going to be very, very tight. I'm just going to try and hold as steady a line as possible, but we're 3 wide. I've got an Audi to the left of me, a Lotus to the right. I have to let them both through. It's opened up an even bigger gap, so that blue Lotus has taken advantage as well, and out of nowhere, Muskia in the black Lotus somehow found a space where I didn't think there was one. He's passed me and he's passed Sandberg in one swoop. And we're getting beaten up here. We're losing positions left, right and centre. There's a KTM of Perez that's just gone by as well. Well, I said at the start of this video that the standard in this race was anything but rookie, and we've been well and truly sorted out on lap 1. We might gain a couple of positions back though because the yellow flags are out. There's cars everywhere. I took a big hit from behind. Johansson in the BMW got a little bit too close for comfort. Oh, and he gets even closer. That's an even bigger hit somehow. We managed to keep control of the car, but things are getting rough at Zandvoort here now. The gloves are off. And despite that huge hit, we've managed to hold on to the position and not let Johansson through. So we're 14th. I think at one point we were down to 16th. But yeah, there were cars spinning off left, right and centre over the past few corners. Well, as we charge up to this chicane, I'm a little bit worried about Johansson behind. Twice he's outbraked himself and hit me in the rear. Are we going to survive this time? Yes, we are. And in fact, Johansson gets wiped out by another Lotus who makes a swoop up the inside. And those shenanigans in the chicane might work out well for us because it's going to give us a little bit of breathing room behind. 0.7 is the gap back to Zubicaldo in that Lotus. Now we know he's aggressive from what we've just seen, so it'll be good if we can just keep far enough ahead of him and stay out of trouble. So with the first lap complete and us crossing the line in 14th place, let's go back and check out a replay of the start because it was a really eventful lap 1. We can see exactly what happened here, and I suspected it was going to be tight coming into turn 1, and it certainly was. We were 3 wide, and unfortunately for me, I was in the middle, so I felt it was safest just to ease off the gas. I knew if I drifted off my line either side, it would cause a big accident, so I thought it was worth giving the 2 positions away and staying safe. But then look at that move from the black Lotus. Henrik Muskia threading it through the narrowest of gaps, passing both myself and Albert Sandberg in one go. Let's ride on board with him now. There's the gap, it just opens up and he pounces. I lose a little bit of ground in the aftermath, but Henrik forces his way through, and then it looks like he's going to gain another position, getting past that Audi. A couple of corners later, watch the 77 Lotus, Edu Perez, just going to lose the rear, slides into the barrier and then rebounds across the track, and he takes Zubicaldo out as well, so that explains why Zubicaldo was behind us at the end of the lap. Meanwhile, this was where I took my first bump from behind from Johansson, but an even bigger bump was to come at the next corner. We can watch Johansson just get a bit too close, clips my rear. At this point I thought I was gone. I didn't think I was going to save it, but luckily I just got the grip when I needed it the most and stabilised the car, and we even managed to hold the position. Johansson in the BMW is going to have trouble of his own to deal with in the chicane, and it's the Lotus of Zubicaldo making a late move up the inside, and that's what sent Johansson down the order. So we know that Zubicaldo is aggressive, and we also know that he's a lot faster than us because he was well up the order until that spin on lap 1. So I'm a little bit concerned that I've got him in my rear view now. Hopefully he won't try anything too forceful around these tight corners. As I say that, I take another big hit from behind. It looks like he's lost control, and yes, he's gone, and he's taken another car with him. Meanwhile, the force of that hit has got me all out of shape and offline. It was a really messy exit, but I've managed to hold it, and we've got some breathing room again now. But we're less than 1.5 laps into this race, and I've already picked up 12 incident points from 3 separate punts, all from cars braking later than me. Are they braking too late, or am I braking too early? I really don't know, but I'm just thankful at this stage that we're on track without any damage. So we're lying in 13th, we've got 2 seconds to Perez in 12th, and thankfully we've got more than a second to Zubicaldo back in 14th. But the yellow is out, and a white flag too. I can't see where the slow car is. Oh, that's him coming into shot now. Is he coming back? Right onto the racing line. We have to take avoided action and go out onto the grass, but we've got around him. Another close shave. And we're up to 12th now, but we're surviving by the skin of our teeth. It's dangerous out here. Here's the replay from my onboard, and we can see Zubicaldo getting too close for comfort. He's carrying too much speed to save it, and the unfortunate Fran Boulon in the BMW gets collected too. I really do feel that I'm braking as late as I possibly can into these corners, but it's caught a couple of drivers out behind me, and Zubicaldo had a big wreck there, and now he rejoins, and he's in the midst of a 4-car battle as I kick up a cloud of dust into their faces. That was a terrible exit from me. I was still trying to recover from the contact. Meanwhile, further ahead, Konrad Jakimovic spun out of a top 6 place here. And this is what gave me another position, and it also gave me a bit of a panic when he rejoined because I thought he was headed straight back for the racing line. That's me just coming up now, and I had to take avoided action, but thankfully Jakimovic stayed out of harm's way. And much like when we had Zubicaldo behind us a couple of laps ago, we know that Jakimovic is faster, and he's going to be pushing to get around, so hopefully we can stay out of trouble here. He's having a sniff up the inside into turn 1, but we managed to hold a tight enough line so that there was no room for him to go past. I'm just going to try and keep that tight line here. Hopefully there won't be any more contact. I've had enough bumps for one race. Just looking at the leaderboard, and it does look like the Lotus is the car of choice in this GT4 class lately. I've only switched to it because I recently ran it in a GT4 series in our SCB community, and I'm trying to stick with it now that I'm getting the hang of it. But yeah, the top 3 positions, all Lotuses. But a more pressing concern for me at the moment is the Porsche that's 0.5 of a second behind me. Jakimovic is really pushing, he's not letting up. In front of me, it looks like Miguel Perez is trying to stick that KTM up the inside of Sandberg, and it's not worked out very well for him. He's spun off onto the grass, so that's given us a position. We're up to 11th, and it's really closed us in on Sandberg. There's another yellow out. It looks like there's a mess behind too, so that's given us a bit of breathing room. Yeah, here's the replay, and Perez just having a sniff up the inside. There's a little bit of contact with Sandberg's Blue Lotus, and it just sends him out onto the grass. And as he rejoins, watch Antonio Gray in the Orange Lotus tries to tuck it up the inside of Jakimovic and gets all out of shape. We're rejoining the live action with 4 minutes to go, and as you can see from the leaderboard, we've gained another position. We're up to 10th, and that's because we lost Asier Palaudo in the gravel a lap ago. We'll switch on the TV cam quickly so we can see exactly what happened to Palaudo. He's in the colourful Audi at the front of the pack that was ahead of me. But he's just carrying too much speed into that fast right-hander. He's got no way of avoiding the gravel, and it's cost him big time there. 2 cars go by, and there's me going by as well. Just a little bit untidy on the exit of that corner. We just took a bit too much curb. That's going to give Palaudo a chance to gain a couple of tenths back. It's still 0.8 of a second, the gap. But I'm really struggling to keep with Albert Sandberg ahead now. It looks like he might have the pace to clear off. He's 1.8 seconds further down the road. Oh, but Sandberg has run a little bit wide on exit there. He's kicked up a bit of dust, so that just shows that he's pushing it. He's out wide again onto the grass. He's back onto the racing line, but there's a gap if I can go for it. How on earth did we survive that? I didn't realise he was as out of control as he actually was. I thought he was rejoining under his own steam, but I think he was just that out of control. He was going wherever the Lotus took him. The contact has brought Perez right back into play, and we're going to have to deal with a move from him into the chicane. We've just about held it off. And Perez is going to come under fire from Palado now, and there's more contact. The two cars behind both clashed in that chicane. And mercifully, it's given us a little bit of breathing room. That's all I want at the moment. It's just a bit of time to relax. We've probably still got 2 more laps after this one. But incredibly, we're up to 9th. Okay, let's check out the replay and see just how out of shape Albert Sandberg got. He clipped the grass there, and I think from then on he wasn't in control of the car. There's the rejoin, but I don't know how much he knew about it, and when the tyres gripped, it sent him in the opposite direction, right into my path. There was quite hefty contact. I picked up 4 incident points for it, but somehow we survived unscathed. We'll stick with this replay because there was more action on the approach to the chicane. We're watching Perez in the KTM right behind me, but keep your eye on that Audi. Palado's going to follow Perez into the entry to this chicane, but then he's going to have a sniff up the inside on exit. There's a little bit of contact again. Perez gets a bit sideways. He does get nudged back into the right direction, but that's given me the chance I need to make a break for it. And now all of a sudden we've got a 4-way battle, and there's even more banging and barging on the penultimate corner. This is only going to get even messier as they charge down onto the start and finish straight. There's even more contact, and all 3 of them are going to crash out big time. Garay's orange and black Lotus absolutely rams into the barrier on the right-hand side. The other Lotus of Zubicano collects the other barrier, and the KTM of Perez just about gets away with it. It was definitely Garay, though, who came off worst in that shunt. So we're only going to have 1 more lap to go now, and we're on the verge of getting an unlikely 9th place, but we do have Palado for company in that Audi right behind. He's certainly going to push, although he does run onto the grass on the exit of the final turn, so that's going to give us the chance to open up an extra couple of tenths. We're on the last lap now. We're going to approach T1. I'm going to try keep things as tight as possible. We know how difficult it is to overtake at Zandvoort, so as long as I hit my apexes, keep on the racing line, it's going to be very difficult for him to do anything about it. And he's going to close right in on this corner. In fact, he's going to get too close, and there's even more contact. I got another bump from behind, and it looks like it got Palado all out of shape. He's managed to hold on to it, but now he's got Jakimovic for company, so that's going to work into my favour. That could be the moment that gives us 9th place. He's 1.2 seconds back now, Palado, and he's got Jakimovic right behind him, so all his attention is going to be on keeping that Porsche at bay and trying to protect 10th place, so that's going to do me a big favour. It's certainly been a war, this race. It's been really aggressive, really close. It's been a fun battle, but it's been an intense one. And it's not over yet because that gap is coming down. The 2 cars behind, Palado and Jakimovic. Palado's within a second now. So I need to do everything I can to make sure I get through this chicane neatly. I don't want to be taking any curbs or losing any time at all. The checkered flag is out. The 2 guys behind are getting closer. 0.7 is the gap as we approach the final 2 turns. The key now is just to keep far enough ahead of Palado to not give him the option of picking up some draft on the start-finish straight. As long as we can stay far enough ahead, and it looks like we are, we should have this 9th position sewn up. So yeah, I knew that a GT4 rookies race at Zandvoort was never going to be pretty, but it certainly delivered on drama and action, and we can see the classified results. An unexpected 9th place for me. I didn't think I had the pace to get into the top 10, but of course we had a few favours done for us with spins and crashes and wrecks along the way. More importantly for me, it's a high enough finish to give my RaceRoom stats another boost. We picked up a plus 15 on the rating with that finish, so we're now up to 1659, the highest I've ever been. So, all in all, an action-packed return to the ranked service in RaceRoom. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and good luck with your racing this weekend. Cheers, guys.